Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Lunar Podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about the mission, right? Just generally, every system, or whether it's an organized system or disorganized system, or any movement online, or the mission of a podcast or a YouTube channel. All of these new presentations that are, surfacing, in the digital world, there is a mission behind them, right? There is a purpose behind them. And what I would like to do is very generally sketch the mission of this platform and this system. So essentially, there are three main types of exercises that are to be employed on a daily basis. So the primary mission is to perform these exercises on a daily basis. And I have distinguished between three categories. So the first is purification, right? We are to have a daily ritual of purifying, our negative tendencies, our fears, our limitations, these ideas that we have that we're not good enough, that we're not skillful enough, that we're never going to amount to anything good or positive, or, provide any kind of value to the world, right? These are what some people have called limiting beliefs, right? So we need some kind of daily purification that erases that. Those are just stories that we have wired into our memory that kind of rise up every day, kind of reminding us the story that we have been propelling. So we need a daily ritual that recycles that energy, right? So that's the first part. The second part is we also need another exercise that opens our heart and opens our imagination, right? Techniques, applications, meditations, prayers, whatever style it is that we want to incorporate, the function of whatever technique or exercise that we want to implement in our daily rituals is to open our hearts and open our imaginations so that we can come up with solutions in our mind, right? In our imagination, which is overlaid on top of our heart, right? The heart energy. So that's another exercise, and that is to be done daily, right? Now the third part is the part of manifestation, which is now that you have done your purification practices, and then you have done your heart opening practices and your imagination, which in some traditions your mind and your heart are not, they're two sides of the same coin. Now that you have done that, now it's time for you to manifest. I don't really like that word, but that's just the word that gets tossed around. To create something, to form something out of love and out of the vision that there are possibilities, that we can form a better world, that we can become better human beings, and that we can form better communities, right? So the third part, you form something. It could be an essay, or a podcast, or a video, or you can even, what some really creative people are doing nowadays are these video essays. And those are actually really entertaining. So the main message in this episode of the Lunar Podcast is to give a general outline as to what the mission, generally speaking, is, right? The mission is to present methods, ideas that can help us condition these three categories of purification, opening the heart and the imagination and creating platforms and systems that facilitate that process for others so that we can build better communities and hopefully eventually a better world.